Hello and welcome back to a new episode of our worst weapons run in Ultimate General Civil War. Today, as I'm recording this, it is Christmas Eve of 2025 and I want to wish you happy holidays. I hope you're having a wonderful time and that you can spend the last days of the year with friends and family and that you can relax a bit before the new year begins. And now it is also time to begin today's battle. We are going to engage the enemy in the second battle of Winchester, and we can bring 13 brigades in total. And as per usual, we have one brigade armed with the Reborn Farmer and one brigade armed with the Farmer. The rest of our brigades are carrying the Springfield M1842. We're also going to bring 2 batteries of 6-pounder field guns and 3 batteries of 10-pounder ordnances, as well as our shock cavalry and our Shafts cavalry. To make sure that we have a good fighting chance against the enemy, I've increased the amount of artillery pieces to 20 guns per battery. I've also spent some of our reputation to request more soldiers from the government, because we can't really spend it on anything else. If we take a look into the armory, you can see that we have used up all of the farmers and Reborn Farmers, and that we still have over 3,300 Springfields lying around. And after the last battle, we had 3 career points to spend. I have put 2 into training and 1 into logistics, allowing us to get cheaper veterans and to get some more ammunition on the battlefield. In this fight, the rebels are going to deploy 19,600 soldiers and 116 artillery pieces, while we are only going to bring 16,900 soldiers and 100 guns to the field, meaning that we are going to be outnumbered quite significantly. But my hope is that our infantry can hold off the enemy, while our cavalry is going to focus on enemy weak points. Our scouts reported that Earl's Corps is 2 miles west of town and will soon be here. Deploy your men to protect Winchester. There are several defensive positions around the city. And this military post to the west. You'll probably be outnumbered, but if you use the defensive positions wisely, you could overcome their advantage in numbers. The battle can begin, and for the moment I do not really know where the enemy is coming from. For this reason, Nagel and Wilcox are going to retreat into the town, while their skirmishers are going to take positions on some forward ground. Over here, Iverson's skirmishers are going to guard our flank, while Iverson, Honton and Nicholas are going to take positions over here. Nicholas skirmishers and Hunton skirmishers are going to guard our northern flank. And over here in these positions we have 2 batteries of 10-pounder setting up and Bidwell guarding our rear. Hunton skirmishers can hold, and I want our shock cavalry to start scouting out the area. Wilcox can also hold. And we now see that multiple enemy brigades come onto the battlefield. Well, at least we see the red bar shifting. So far we have not spotted the enemy. Strong artillery is going to hold the section over here. Let's get Carroll over. The same goes with Sherman. And I hope to hold back the enemy in these woods. I have purposefully not sent our soldiers into this defensive ground because I want to maximize our firepower. So far no enemy has been spotted coming from the south, but I'm sure they are going to turn up eventually from this direction. I believe our north should be relatively fine. And we have found the first group of enemy skirmishers. 6-pounders are setting up, Nicholas is opening fire. And if we are able to get our cavalry around, we might be able to hunt down some enemy skirmishers while they are retreating, or to hit enemy artillery while it is setting up. But I have the feeling that our cavalry is moving very slowly at the moment. This first group of skirmishers has been repelled. Enemy artillery is now setting up. Iverson does not have the best cover, and for a moment we could get a glimpse of Avery's battery. And now we are seeing more enemy forces coming from down there. Let's make sure that our cavalry tries to avoid them. These skirmishers can only hold out for so long. I would like to get a battery of 10-pounders down into the city to deliver more accurate fire support. And over here we can see a battery under Smith coming up. Nicholas needs to hold. Gordon is getting shot at quite nicely. Can we get Iverson forward so that he can support the fight? And we can actually see multiple enemy brigades trying to outflank us from the south. Sharps, can you deliver a quick sortie on those skirmishers? Nagel and Wilcox need to get ready. Nagel skirmishers, I want them to fall back. I do not want them to get captured. And down here it looks like our Sharps have to withdraw. The enemy is far too close. Let's try to avoid the enemy lines and to get in the middle of those advancing forces. Wilcox boys can go out there and try to delay the enemy. Our Sharps have been routed. This is not looking good so far. Maybe we can get our shock half out of the battle and into cover. Over here Avery is charging Nicholas. Try to get his flank destroyed. Nicholas skirmishers, you need to fall back. You cannot hold against such a charge. Nicholas yourself, you now need to hold and open up on Smith. Hunt and skirmishers, you need to shift. Our Sharps are luckily retreating into the city. Shock cavalry is hidden again. As soon as more enemy forces advance, we can attack Carter. Hunter, you can shift. Iverson needs to get down there. Over here we have another Iverson beginning to push. And I believe Nagel also needs to shift down. Wilcox needs to shift down. Avery was repelled thanks to our artillery. But our skirmishers now need to hold. Can we send something to help? Not really. Iverson is engaging Iverson. We have a Nagel coming up. Our shock cavalry is about to connect with Carter's artillery. So far, enemy infantry is not engaging us. Very good. These forces have been repelled for the moment. Our 6-pounders and 10-pounders need to focus on those forces because our skirmish line is going to crumble. I am going to send Bidwell out of the fortifications to buy us some more time. And as soon as those decides to attack, we are going to send some of our forces out. Iverson skirmishers were apparently routed within one volley. Gordon is trying to charge us. A good volley from Nicholas. 6-pounders focus on them briefly. 10-pounders continue to fire over there. These 10-pounders need to shoot on those. Our shock cavalry is trying to hunt down Carter, but now Daniels is in reach. Wilcox skirmishers, you are going to attack them. Shock cavalry, you need to pull back. Pull back, pull back. Come on. I'm giving you the order to... Yeah. If you're not disengaging, that is of course a very good opportunity to get yourself killed. Nagel's men need to move up on those. Wilcox needs to push forward. Iverson, can you get a little bit forward so that you are in cover? Shock cavalry is still retreating. Wilcox, open up on Carter, keep him routed. Over here, our Sharps might have to dismount. We have Iverson skirmishers in the area, they can help. Nicholas can push on that flank. 6-pounders open up over there. These 6-pounders need to open up over there. Hunter, you need to get forward to make sure that this flank does not get broken apart. Iverson tried to charge, but is currently withdrawing. Nagel, open up on those exposed flank. Yeah, there is those running. These boys now need to withdraw. Bidwell is in the area. Luckily he has arrived. These 10-pounders need to shift their fire. These 10-pounders might also have to get down from the hill. I want these skirmishers to shift. And Wilcox skirmishers can withdraw. There is nothing really they can effectively do. Over here Iverson is withdrawing, meaning that our Iverson can open up on Hayes. Dulce is withdrawing. This is looking relatively okay at the moment. 6-pounders, fall back, fall back, fall back, fall back, fall back. I didn't want you to do that. These 10-pounders open up on the rear of those forces. And down here we need to push up to drive away Dulce and O'Neill before our Iverson gets cut off from our lines. Shock Cavalry is back in action. Let's get them around. Nagel skirmishers withdraw to the city. Wilcox skirmishers have to hold out. These 6-pounders have been hit hard. Let's make sure our sharps get in action. And let's also get our skirmish line to attack. 10-pounders are shifting their fire. We have Nagel opening fire. These 6-pounders are opening up on AV. They have taken a few casualties. Iverson skirmishers have been routed. These 6-pounders are finally setting up again. Hunton is not having a good time. Over here, Iverson is able to open up on Hayes. Can we get the shock cavalry around to hit Hayes in the flank to finish them off? Hunton over here is fighting against a barely visible foe. We have routed some units over there. Stuart is the next target for our 6-pounders. I'm going to give our 10-pounders and 6-pounders the hold command, so that they continue to shoot where they can make the most damage. These 10-pounders cannot decide where they want to aim. Well, then just aim down here and let's hope you can do something. Shock Cavalry, why are you withdrawing? Iverson, push up. Nagel is taking casualties. Dole's fire rate is not the highest, meaning that the morale is possibly crumbling. Wilcox skirmishers, you can push up. Brigadier General Jimmy Iverson is wounded. We have found supplies and Jones's artillery. We can see Gordon is pushing. Stuart should be repelled by our guns. 6-pounders shift on the exposed flank of Williams. Now hold your ground again. Our 10-pounders are finally opening up again. Sharps, push up. Iverson skirmishers, I want you closer to our artillery line. Our shock cavalry should hopefully be able to do something against Hayes. Especially now that our wallies begin to set in. Yeah, there is Hayes running. This should at least alleviate some of the pressure. Nagel skirmishers need to get out there. Now, Iverson, you need to rush on those. Shock cavalry, fall back, fall back, fall back, fall back. We do not want to get you killed. Not again, at least. Wilcox boys, now together with Nagel, should be able to drive away those skirmishers. Dulce is running, allowing us to open up on O'Neill's and Iverson's flank. Especially necessary now since Wilcox morale is crumbling. Let's get our shock cavalry down. These boys are still holding quite strong. Very good. With our 6-pounders we should be able to deal with those guys. But these 6-pounders open up on Jones. Hunt and skirmishers are almost destroyed. I do not want to engage them. These sharps, I think they should withdraw for a brief moment to then attack those skirmishers. These 10-pounders, why are you still shifting? Didn't I order you to hold your ground? We can see that Daniel is setting up down there. He is trying to protect those artillery pieces. And have we lost an infantry brigade? Where's Wilcox? There is Wilcox. He was driven away momentarily, but now he is up again to attack. Shock heavy, push on the enemy. These boys need to attack those skirmishers. 10-pounders open up on Jones. These skirmishers are running away. Sharps now push on the flank of Jones. You should have a good time dealing with them. Shock heavy is rushing into the wavering Doles. Very good. Now everyone who can focus on Iverson. Wilcox on the double to get on the flank of O'Neill. Devastating volley. Ooh, our shock heavy is down to 300 soldiers and they're retreating directly into the line of Daniel. This might destroy them. Not my intention. Iverson is now luckily also routing. Can we push forward? Over here, our sharps need to fall back. Fall back, but please, why are you always trying to retreat into the line of fire of one of our boys, making sure that they can't fire? Iverson skirmishers, you need to hold out. Bidwell, reload quicker. Our sharps are wavering. Over here we are still in trouble. Our shock have made it back to our own lines. That is at least something. I want Wilcox and Nagel to withdraw for the moment. And I want Iverson to get back up there so that we can deal with Hayes. Hunton has received quite the beating, but they're still fighting. I hope they are focusing their fire on Stuart. And our sharps can set up. Maybe we can now begin to hunt down some stragglers. Sharps, you're going to get down here. I want those skirmishers out. Shock cavalry, you're going to deal with them before O'Neill reaches our lines again. We have Williams and Stewart in this area, but so far we are holding quite well. These 10-pounders, even though they have been given the hold order multiple times, are now shifting on Hayes, and for the moment I will not complain. Well, these skirmishers need to fall back. The enemy still has a strong presence in the area, but at least we should be able to deal with this group of skirmishers, allowing our flank to be a bit more protected. I want Bidwell skirmishers out so that Hunton's boys can recover slightly. These sharps, I also want to push them forward, and it looks like the enemy is willing to target our skirmishers. Let's order them to hold their ground. And we have destroyed this group of skirmishers on our flank. Daniel is apparently still guarding their artillery. Wilcox on the double. I want you to connect with O'Neill's flank, and Nagel also on the double. Hayes is still holding, but we should be able to fend him off. Nicholas can also shift, I guess. Brigadier General Jesse Hunton is wounded. There's Iverson coming up. Let's get our shock cavalry back. And we are now in the unfortunate situation that the enemy might try to retreat to our eastern side. This would bring us in direct danger. Nicholas needs to wheel around. Stuart is attacking our guns. And since I have retreated our cavalry, we do not have anything in the air to immediately support. Sharps get north. Shock cavalry get north. 1 hour left to hold. The enemy is slowly bleeding out, but it is going to take quite the while. Okay, we have contained the enemy for the moment. Can we get those skirmishers back for the moment? I hope if we then send them out again, their numbers will maybe recover slightly. Bidwell is holding strong. Let's get his skirmishers into action. Over here we have more retreating enemies. Nicholas is pushing forward on Avery's flank. Nice volley. Let's focus the fire of our guns on them. Supplies need to get forward to the front line. And yes, we now once again have a few more skirmishers in the area. Bidwell skirmishers need to run. Shock cavalry can not engage. Nicholas skirmishers, I need to get them out. Where is our skirmishing cavalry? There. Okay, we have Jones on the run. I want our sharps to maintain their stance. I want our shock cavalry out to hunt down enemy supplies. And I want Nicholas skirmishers to go back. Nicholas now also needs to withdraw to make sure that the enemy gets lured in. Down here Iverson needs to shift as Hayes is coming up. Carroll, you have delivered ammunition, now retreat back into the town. We have strong enemy contingents over here. Nagel, you're going to get your skirmishers out to hold this side of the town. Nicholas skirmishers, you're going to get to your parent unit and then you're going to reattach. And once again, I am missing our cavalry. There is our shock heavy. Let's hope they make it in time so that we can raid enemy supplies. Bidwell skirmishers are in danger. I need to withdraw them further. Williams and Jones are in the area. And they're making problems. Let's get our Sharps and Bidwell forward. Nicholas skirmishers can reattach. Once they have reattached, they are going to rejoin the fight. These 10-pounders are once again shifting. And I have given up giving them orders. Let's try to get those supplies. Nagel open up on O'Neill. Wilcox open up on Daniel. 10-pounders need to open up on these two units. Bidwell on the double. Sharps on Jones. And the enemy is currently walking around us. We could retreat from this position, but I think it would maybe take too long anyway. So let's hope that we can at least buy some time here. Iverson's boys need to push to the south. This section is currently quite safe. Williams is charging. Let's get Bidwell skirmishers forward. We just have to retreat in case he gets too close. Sharps, fall back. You're going to gather your ground over there. Down here we are holding. We have captured some enemy supplies. Let's get them back to our lines. And I think Iverson is in enough of a good condition to push on Hayes. Maybe we are able to destroy this unit for good. And these supplies need to be delivered. More supplies are capitulating. Very good. Let's get our shock heavy in this section. And we are in trouble. Skirmishers are withdrawing. Nicholas is getting charged. These boys are getting charged. Iverson, shift and open up on Smith. We now have multiple units moving over there. Our captured supplies need to get closer. Over here we have driven away Williams, and Jones is our next target. Nagel is opening up on Iverson. This should allow us to disrupt them. These 10-pounders need to shift. Everyone over here needs to focus on Walker, who is currently trying to annihilate our 6-pounders. Iverson has low ammunition, but he's shooting on Stewart, who is now running away. Gordon is down to 200 soldiers. Our shock heavy is waiting for their moment to shine. Over here, the situation is looking better and better, but still not entirely good. Williams is coming up. We might have to withdraw our sharp there. Once they have delivered another volley. Come on. Very good. Now fall back. And I want Iverson to rush forward. I'm also going to send Hunton forward. This unit finally broke. Okay, the enemy is now focusing over here. We need to get Nagel's and Iverson's boys forward and Nagel's main force. Wilcox still needs to fight in this area. These 10-pounders are shifting down to Doles. Very good. Bidwell, you're going to retreat into town. Sharps, you're going to retreat into town. The enemy is sending more forces forward. Iverson, I'm going to send you down here. Nicholas, you need to shift to the north. Supplies are in the area now. Let's make sure they get distributed. O'Neill is a massive problem. Hunton, you're also going to withdraw. You're going to focus to this section down here. Iverson, push up and hit O'Neill's rear. The enemy still has a lot of forces in the area, and luckily we are lacking the total amount of brigades. Our boys are getting rear flanked from enemy artillery. Hayes is unfortunately also still in the area, making it very hard for us to push 10-pounders before you have turned around. The battle is over. Let's make sure that Hunton deals with that. And our sharps might have to attack Jones again. He is coming out. Okay, 10-pounders, now you're allowed to shift. This is not going to take this long anymore. Iverson can also move down. Nicholas is going to hold our north. I want our shock heavy to move up down here. Maybe we are able to hit O'Neill as he tries to withdraw. Jones has made his returns. Let's make sure our skirmishers attack him. 10-pounders are working on Iverson. Very good. O'Neill is getting sandwiched. The 6-pounders are getting rear flanked from the now wavering O'Neill. And we're going to charge in with our shock heavy. O'Neill is basically going to return directly to him. Jones is targeting our sharps. And Lieutenant Colonel Henry Quinn, their commander, is now wounded. Nagel skirmishers, you're going to attack the flank of Iverson. We have Hayes coming down. Very good. Hunton, get into action. Iverson, you're going to get ready over here. We have Smith trying to charge. Nicholas, you're going to shift. These 6-pounders can still bombard the enemy. These 10-pounders need to focus on Smith. Shock Heavy has destroyed this unit. Very good. Iverson, I'm going to get you forward to stop Hayes. He is going to be the next unit that is hopefully going to break. Wilcox is able to fire on Daniels. His skirmishers are apparently absorbing the majority of the damage, but are unable to fire back. Sharps and Bidwell fall back. We want to lure the enemy in. Very good fire on Hayes. There is General Ewell, and our shock heavy is now going to charge into the rear of Hayes. Hunton, don't shoot Ewell. As much as I like dead Confederate generals, we currently need to destroy their infantry. Hayes is turning. We now need to withdraw our shock heavy before they get annihilated. But a good volley of our Springfields should annihilate Hayes. He is now turning his rear. Very good. He's focusing on Hunton. Now he is shifting to our north again. This is quite unfortunate. Let's hope we can stop them in their tracks. Okay, these forces have withdrawn. Carter's battery is exposed. Let's make sure we deal with them while we have the option to do so. Still a lot of enemies to our north. And Hayes is destroyed. Let's get our shock heavy back carefully. We know that the enemy has artillery and maybe more forces over there, and we need to find out what they have over there. Iverson skirmishers, I'm going to send you north. 10-pounders, focus on Avery. And as we now have the option to make the enemy bleed, I want to do that. We have already lost a quarter of our force, meaning that we have most likely suffered more casualties already than we can replace. But if we are able to bleed out the enemy a little bit more, this should help us in the long run. Smith is coming up over here, another experienced unit. We have Jones' battery and Nelson's battery. Nelson is shifting. Iverson is going to take Smith. We see a charge under Daniel that is getting stopped. Wilcox boys, hold your ground. Open up on the flank of Daniels. You have it exposed. And our shock cavalry is going to charge into Jones while we are going to also send Hunton forward. Oh, they have 3 batteries. This might destroy our shock cavalry for good. Iverson, open up on Smith. Yeah, our shock heavy is now officially flanked. But so far I can't really complain. Nagel's boys need to push up again. Down here we have more enemy forces withdrawing. And Hunton is coming up. Our shock heavy is down to 250 soldiers. Let's get Hunton forward. Let's also get Iverson forward. And our shock heavy is wavering. I can't withdraw them. Hunton is charging directly into Jones as he's unable to open fire on Nelson through those retreating soldiers. Apparently. Iverson is going to attack Smith. This should be a relatively easy fight for him. Over here I want Nicholas to push to Nicholas to hold his ground. And we hear a charge from the enemy. These 10 pounders should be able to help with flaming fire. And I want Nagel to push forward on Daniel. Nagel skirmishers need to attack Carter. Hunton is getting flanked. I do not know really by what. I guess by retreating artillery. Iverson, you need to move through the enemy. Hunton got repelled. Well, as much as I want to destroy the enemy further, I think we are losing a lot of blood here. I want Iverson to charge down Smith. And this is effectively going to be the last action for this battle. I don't think it is really worth it to work through all of the enemy batteries over here and through the remaining strong infantry. This would simply take far too long and result with too many casualties, in my opinion. Iverson is getting flanked by artillery. Hunton is still wavering. Come on. Are we able to destroy Smith for good? Well, we sure are able to do a lot of damage, but Smith is still there. He has 177 soldiers. Iverson is trying to regroup. Their morale is also pretty shot up. And we hear more charges from the enemy. Iverson is running, and I think this is now a good point to stop before we lose too many of our soldiers. And with that, we can claim victory. At the beginning of the fight, we had 13,000 soldiers and 750 infantrymen, as well as 100 artillery pieces. During the fight, however, we have lost over 4,000 of our infanterists, as well as 500 of our cavalrymen, and we have also lost 6 of our artillery pieces. On the Confederate side, they had 16,300 infanterists and 116 guns, and we were able to inflict over 10,600 infantry casualties. We have also destroyed over 27 of their guns and captured 240 of their soldiers. Our goals have been met, and the best unit on the battlefield was Hunton with over 1,500 kills, followed by Iverson with 1,491 kills, and Nicholas with 1,409. Our casualty list is led by Wilcox, who suffered 904 casualties, followed by Iverson with 828 and Hunton with 761. And amongst our officer corps, the Lieutenant Colonel Henry Quinn was wounded. The same goes for Brigadier General Jesse Hunton and Jimmy Iverson. But we can also celebrate the promotion of Jeremy Nagel to Major General and the promotion of many other of our officers to Colonel. During the fight, we were able to capture 210 Sharps Model 1855 and 1,584 Harper's Ferry M1855, as well as 570 Tyler Texas. We also got our hands on 3 10-pounder Parrots and 2 10-pounder ordnances. Last but not least, we rescued 57 farmers and 362 rebuilt farmers from the battlefield, and the same goes for 2 of our 6-pounder field guns. And in addition to the loot that we have picked up, we have received another career point, 5 reputation, $100,000 and 4,400 fresh recruits. Also, we exchanged our prisoners for 325 additional recruits. And thanks to our high medical skill and to the prisoner exchange, we now actually have a few soldiers more than at the beginning of the fight. A very welcome sight, especially since we have been bleeding soldiers for quite a while. But still, our brigades have taken quite a beating, and it is going to take a few resources to build them back up. In the next episode, we are going to fight in the major battle of Gettysburg, but this has to be it for now. I thank you all very much for watching, and I wish you all a wonderful time until we meet again.